Tick tock, tick tock. It looks like your time is ticking, but in a good way. That's why you are going to surprise yourself when it comes to this week. You are most certainly going to really surprise yourself. What an urgency you are to start with, going to suddenly feel to start something you were thinking about starting for absolute ages, but because you were worrying about it, you were worrying about it persistently, you know, and now you will be able to notice this difference when it comes to this week. And it's all going to happen in such a way where, you know, you are going to be so inspired. Somebody is going to inspire you so much. And this person hasn't got nothing to do with you, nothing to do with your life, but it's a lot to do with somebody's energy. Somebody's energy can indeed do that. Somebody who allows, you know, somebody who allowed themselves to be themselves. Somebody who is very unique. This person is going to be somebody who lives their own life on their own accord. And somebody who is absolutely not afraid of anything really. This is the energy that this particular person is giving out. And this particular person you're going to come across, you know, this week. And this is going to be like a breaking point for you, because, as I said, this person has got nothing to do with you, nothing to do with your life. This person's life is like completely different to your life, my gorgeous Cancerini. But you are just going to benefit from this person's energy. You will feel this person's passion in such a powerful way that something is going to instantly happen within you. Okay? And this is where this inspiration is going to come from, through this person's energy. You will be able to connect to this person on a really high level. And as I said, it's nobody who you know, nobody who has got anything to do with you or with your life. In fact, your life is completely different to that person's life. But you are just really going to be able to connect to this particular energy, which is ever so sacred. And something is at that moment going to awake within you. This is so difficult to explain, and you will clearly understand where exactly was I coming from and what exactly I meant at the moment in time when this happens. So not only this really powerful person is going to inspire you, not only this powerful person is going to play such an important role when it comes to your own awakening, not only this person is going to play a huge role when it comes to you reconnecting with yourself, but you're also going to awake to this particular point where you're going to realize, you're going to be reminded of something you wanted to do for absolute ages, my gorgeous Cancerini. And this is going to be such an important moment because you've been worrying about making this step, about starting something, about making a certain move, about making a certain step, okay? And you've been worrying about it for so long, and now you are not going to be able to wait until you do something about it. There is a really big question that you've had, which is somehow going to be answered through this inspiration, through this person, through this person's lifestyle. You know, there is a really big question going to be answered, my gorgeous Cancerini, and this is a lot to do with something that you've been worrying about for so long, something that has been preventing you from making a certain move. And this is why this is going to be so important, because let me tell you that when it comes to numerology, your number is 21. 21 is a rather powerful number, and it, you know, means that this is going to be really good for you. This is going to turn out to be a major move in so many different ways. Not only when it comes to your financial situation, this is not only about your finances and things like that, but it is indeed going to reflect on your financial situation, and it's also going to reflect, on your own happiness in general. What are you exactly going to be thinking about? It's going to turn out to be more successful than you can possibly imagine. And let me just remind you once again, it is to do with something you were thinking about starting and doing for absolute ages. Okay? But every single time when you were thinking about it, you would just worry so much that this particular worry would really put you off. Okay, so now, finally, this is actually going to come to an end. Okay, so just remember, whatever you're going to be thinking about starting, whatever you're going to be thinking about doing, whichever step you're going to be thinking about making so intensely when it comes to this week, just remember my words. You're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing because this is going to turn out to be more successful than you can possibly imagine. And you're going to end up being so pleased with yourself, so proud of yourself. There are so many doors you're about to walk through. You've never dreamt, of walking through. You've never dreamt of. And this is why this is going to be like such a significant time of your life. Having said that, my gorgeous Cancerini, when it comes to the beginning of this week, I need you to focus. I need you to focus on two things. When it comes to the beginning of this week, I need you to focus on two things. Number one, you really need to focus on things that makes you feel good. You really need to focus on things that makes you happy, and it's again to do with certain things that were going through your mind, certain things that you have been thinking about doing, trying, exploring, starting, learning. It really depends how this is going to come into your life. But I need you to take this time of your life extremely seriously. We have all been placed on this earth for a reason, my gorgeous Cancerini. And that reason can only become obvious if we allow ourselves to be ourselves, if we allow our soul and our spirit to guide us. And we can only achieve this in such a way where we need to pay attention to things that we feel drawn to. And this can be anything. This can be our lifestyle, this can be our spirituality, this can be things that we love doing, So there is a lot going to be on your mind when it comes to this week. And these are two things that I need you to focus on right now, on things that makes you feel good in general. Because, at around the beginning of this week, you're going to feel like something is missing in your life. And you're going to feel like a little bit incomplete. And then you're going to be reminded of certain things that you wanted to try, for example. But this is like a personal things, like maybe something spiritual or whatever this is. I need you to focus on this because you're most certainly going to be reminded of that at around the beginning of this week, indeed. And the second thing I need you to focus on, it's what you have been so indecisive about for so long. In fact, what I started this reading with, what you have been indecisive about for so long. You really need to hurry up making this particular decision. And now the second thing, it's to do with what I started this reading with. Something that you have been thinking about starting for absolute ages, something you have been thinking about doing for absolute ages, but it is something that you were planning for a very, very long time. But every single time when you need to make the necessary step in order to get this thing going, at every single time you would worry so much that, this worry would literally put you off. Now it's time to make this decision, okay? And having said that, I don't need to tell you this, because you are indeed going to have that huge inspiration at around the beginning of this week. That powerful person who's going to inspire you, it's going to remind you of this particular thing you have been planning to do, you have been thinking about doing, thinking about starting, and I don't need to tell you this because clearly you are gonna do this. The moment in time this particular person inspires you, at that moment in time that particular person is going to awake something so beautiful, something so strong, something so powerful within you. And this in itself, it's instantly going to reflect on your courage. And you will realize that, oh my God, I need to make my decision like almost instantly. I need to carry on with that particular plan. It's about you carrying on with something that you've been planning for absolute ages. And it wouldn't even surprise me if this already started and then maybe things didn't work out for you. But what's meant to be part of your journey, what's meant to be part of your destiny, it's always going to keep on bouncing into our life, in one way or another. Okay, so you need to carry on with this particular plan. As I said, maybe you already started this, or maybe you are going to have your first step. Whatever this is, you are most certainly going to be reminded. If you don't do something about it, if you don't do something about it, my gorgeous Cancerini, then you are going to have an unexpected change. Okay, and this unexpected change is going to be so unnecessary, and it's going to be so kind of unpleasant, and you will be just going in circles. Certain things are going to be repeating until you realize what is so imminent for you to do at this stage of your life, what is so necessary for you to do at this stage of your life. So I'm so glad that you are finally going to make this decision. Do you understand what I mean? And I really hope that I'm not too confusing, my gorgeous Cancerini. So the bottom line is that, but the first thing that I said you should focus on is what makes you feel good. How you can make your life better. What you can do in order to make yourself like more happier. And maybe you will want to join some kind of spiritual communities. Maybe you will want to like kind of connect or reconnect with like-minded souls. Maybe you will want to like kind of, you will feel the need to change your lifestyle. There is a lot going to be on your mind. And the second thing, it's a lot to do with what exactly I started this reading with. It's about you having this awakening moment where you're going to reconnect with yourself, and you are literally going to be reminded of something you have been thinking about starting, thinking about doing, but it is to do with you, carrying on with that particular plan, which means that maybe you've already attempted this in your past, or maybe you're just going to be reminded right now to have the first step. It really depends. Most certainly you are, hallelujah, going to make the right decision. And there is somebody also who you're going to be speaking to before that, and that particular person is also going to give you such a wise advice. Somebody really smart, somebody super intelligent you will be speaking to, and that particular person is really going to give you such a wise advice to most certainly go for it. But there is something else, something additional that this person is going to tell you. This person is going to confirm to you should definitely do this. So it's really telling me that it's to do with somebody who is very much so experienced with this subject or with this particular area, because this person is also going to give you like a pretty much so invaluable advice, like a mind-blowing advice when it comes to all this. So I'm glad that things are working out for you in this particular way, because I can see you making an important decision to finally do this, to either carry on with this plan or either to start right now. And you will also know what is the first step that you are going to need to make my gorgeous Cancerini, there is also going to be like some kind of a first step that you are going to need to make. And the part of that first step, it's going to be consisting of you, oh God, being absolutely aware of this little compromise you're going to need to make in order to get this going, in order to start this. There is also part of your worries, so far has been some kind of a little compromise that you are going to need to make. And this was also like part of this like kind of putting you off for a while when it comes to you wanting to start this. When you were thinking about it, you were really worrying about this compromise, a little compromise that you're going to need to make. You were aware of this from the beginning. You were aware of this for a very, very long time. And that was something that was big time kind of putting you off when it comes to all this, indeed. And you are gonna kind of make this compromise, and I know that this is gonna worry you. This is gonna worry you a little bit. And I'm not being funny, but not like about 2 or 3 days after that moment in time, there is a really positive experience you are going to have. 2 or 3 days after that moment in time already, there is going to be such a positive experience you are going to have. And you will know that you're going to find out somehow, you will have your confirmation through that positive experience, confirmation that, this compromise you've made, you already have a confirmation that you did the right thing. Okay? So it's going to be confirmation that you did the right thing. There is something really positive going to come out of it. 2 or 3 days later, that's what you're going to find out. And you're going to find out what the next step it's going to be. And you're going to be so excited when this next step now after that is about to be revealed. Things are about to become so exciting for you. And you are going to become aware of some, oh my God, major possibilities you weren't even aware of in the first place. And now things are going to start to become crystal clear. Why have you been so drawn to it, to all this in the first place? What a beautiful, beautiful surprise you are about to have. And also, my gorgeous Cancerini, when it comes to the midweek, it's to do with this particular person here. Do you know somebody who really likes you, somebody who really appreciates you, somebody who thinks really highly of you? When it comes to the midweek, for example, somebody who really likes you, somebody who really appreciates you, somebody who thinks really highly of you, a really strong person, a really kind of confident, somebody very strong, somebody very confident, somebody really intelligent, is like a really kind of, going to tell you, this particular person is really kind of going to tell you what to do when it comes to some kind of a burden you have been carrying for so long. And I think that, you are most likely going to have some kind of conversation with this person when it comes to some kind of a problem, you've had for absolute ages. Some kind of a very, very difficult problem, some kind of a difficult burden you will be talking about to this particular person who is indeed in your life, because it is somebody who really appreciates you quite a lot. And this person is so, so, so genuine. But also at the same time, it's somebody very intelligent and somebody very strong, somebody very strong. And this person is going to kind of really say to you, what to do when it comes to this burden, something that was giving you headache, oh my God, like for a very long time. And this person really is going to have such a beautiful solution to your problem. And when this person tells you what to do, first of all, you're going to be like, oh, I don't think so. And then the more you think about it, the more it's going to make sense. The more you think about it, the more you will be able to understand what exactly this person meant and where exactly this person was coming from when it comes to this problem. And what this person is going to tell you also, it's like, oh my God, although the more you think about it, the more you will understand that this really makes sense, but it's still going to be like kind of worrying you. How is this going to turn out? Because there is something really specific that you're going to need to do, and you are really not going to be too excited about it, like whatsoever, and that's going to make you worry even more. And in exactly 9 days after that moment in time, in exactly 9 days after that moment in time, for the first time ever, since this burden started, since this problem started, for the first time ever, in exactly 9 days, you are going to have some kind of information, and you are going to have a progress for the first time ever. Oh my God, how much lighter you are going to feel, how much happier you are going to feel. You know, there is a really heavy weight which is about to be lifted from your shoulders. You know, my gorgeous Cancerini, there is a really heavy weight which is about to be lifted. That's why I'm seeing you being so much more relaxed, and you are going to find this really mind-blowing, how something that has been, you know, on your mind for so long, something that has been making you feel so sad and so negative at times, something, my God, that was bothering you for a very, very long time, you are really going to find this mind-blowing how quickly certain things can actually be resolved as well. This is going to make you feel really happy. And, you know, in exactly 9 days, this information that you are going to have, and, you know, and now you will be able to really kind of get on with your life. This is going to mean to you quite a lot. And I do see this in such a way where there is an aspect of yourself which is about to be healed through this. There is, you know, there is an aspect of you which is about to be healed through this situation as well. There is no doubt in my mind that you have learned a really, really big lesson, really great lesson, you know, and through all this. And every single time when we learn a lesson in life, when we allow ourselves to see this as a lesson, every time we progress so much. And every time we reconnect ourselves with ourselves on such a higher level, that after that moment in time, you are going to be guided by your higher self. And I'm not saying that you weren't guided by your higher self so far, but just remember, you're about to transcend. So which means that this in itself is about to bring you to a whole new perspective on life. You know, because after this moment, and you will notice especially towards the end of this week, how priorities in your life are changing, how priorities in your life changed, and how priorities in your life are changing. Once you become aware of what this is at around the end of this week, I have a very strong indication that you need to make certain adjustments where there needs to be certain adjustments to be made. And you need to act ASAP, as soon as possible. The sooner you act, the more progress you are going to have with these aspects of your life you are going to be reflecting on. I'm not saying that things are not going to work out for you later on, but I'm really telling you that right now you are in the zone. You are in the zone, my gorgeous Cancerini, and it means that there is so much going to come out of it that otherwise wouldn't. Okay? And I know it sounds really crazy, but I need you to take this really, really seriously. And also, when it comes to the end of this week, my gorgeous Cancerini, do you know that you are going to have a little surprise at the end of this week? A little surprise. Something that has broken your heart a while back. It's to do with something that has broken your heart like a while back, and it's to do with the one particular person. You are going to have a really pleasant surprise about it. Okay, so you are going to have a really pleasant surprise at around the end of this week, and it's to do with the one particular person who is connected to this, and it's connected to the situation that your heart was broken, okay, a little while back. And it's to do with this particular person whom you are going to have you're going to have some kind of a surprise, a really pleasant surprise, surprise connected to that person, okay? And it's to do with this situation where your heart was broken, but it was somehow connected to somebody else as well. And I'm seeing this person who is going to be playing an important role here when it comes to all this. You are really going to have a pleasant surprise. I think that this person is going to send you some kind of a message, okay, which is going to pleasantly surprise you. This person is going to say something, and this is really kind of going to blow you away to the point where, honestly, your life is about to turn around, because this is going to be like kind of one of the most unexpected things ever. And it really depends what this person is going to say, what this person is going to come up with, okay, to make you feel like this way in the first place. And you are going to go into this hermit mode, my gorgeous Cancerini. And when it comes to this hermit mode, you know, you will realize that now it's time to move on from this, whatever this was, whatever happened here. You are, with other words, you are going to become extremely determined to fix this relationship in between you and somebody else connected to this, to that person who you're gonna have this message from. Do you understand what I mean? So this is going to be leading towards you becoming extreme. After that message, you will go into this hermit mode. You're going to be thinking a lot. And the more you think, the more you're going to realize that you want to reconnect with this particular person. Not only you will realize that you want to reconnect with this particular person, you're going to become determined to reconnect with this person. And this in itself is ever so important, because it's to do with this need, it's to do with the fact that you need to collaborate. You have got karma with this person. This karma did not come to an end. And I know that this sounds a little bit crazy, but this is why this is happening. This is why you felt so drawn to this situation in the first place, because this karma in between you and this person needs to carry on. And that's why you're not going to be able to forget about what this person will actually tell you, because it doesn't matter what happened in between you. It doesn't matter what caused this. You know, but there is a reason why you're going to feel so determined now to reconnect with this person. Because karma in between you two, it did not come to an end. And there is some kind of, it's important for you to collaborate. It's important for you to collaborate. It's going to be important for you. It's going to be important for that person as well. Through that person, you are, through this collaboration, through this reconnection, you are going to open your eyes, and you are going to realize, number one, where you have already built very, very successful foundations, okay, and what you're going to do as your next step. And number two, you're also going to have such a brilliant idea. There is something you will want to try. There is something really you will want to try. And whatever this is like, oh my God, it's going to change your life forever. Seriously. So now, my gorgeous Cancerini, I'm just going to shuffle these cards and I'm going to see what's going to be a tarot card of the week. I'm just going to shuffle these cards and I'm going to see what's going to be a tarot card of the week. Let's just see. Oh my goodness, well, there you go. This is your sign. You need to really focus on those things that make you feel good. You will realize this week that you are missing out on lots of things in life. Certain things are going to happen through you or by you being inspired by other people, by other people's lifestyles, by other people's energy. There are lots of things like that that are going to be happening throughout this week. And an end result of all that is going to be also, when it comes to this instance, for example, you know, you will realize that there are certain things you need to do, you want to do in order to change your life, you know, but it's more like about you realizing, seeing the bigger picture and realizing, you know, that there are so many things that you are missing out on. And you're going to have this monumental moment where you really are going to be able to see things and look at things in your life from such a powerful spiritual angle. And something is going to happen, something so beautiful is about to happen within you. There are so many ideas you're going to have. There are so many realizations you are going to have. For the first time in a long time, you're going to feel reconnected with yourself to this point where you're going to start understanding how everything is connected when it comes to nature, when it comes to animals, when it comes to people, when it comes to absolutely everything. But you're also going to realize for the first time ever how powerful you really are, how strong you really are. As long as you set your mind, you know, to do something, you're going to be able to achieve this. So use this into your advantage, my gorgeous Cancerini. So when it comes this point, when this point happens in our lives where we feel like we are missing out on certain things, you are the only one who can do something about it. That is your spiritual duty, your spiritual responsibility. So if you do feel like you're missing out on certain things, just put them like really high up on your list. And there is something really beautiful that is going to be waiting for you out there. As long as you take this seriously, you will see exactly what I mean. Now it's time, my gorgeous Cancerini. Hello, my gorgeous people. I'm so excited to finally share something I've poured a lot of intention into. I've created the Ritual Mag collection, 3 absolutely beautiful mags designed for your sacred mornings, tarot sessions and daily rituals. First up is the High Priestess Brew, which is perfect for connecting with your intuition and centering your energy before a reading. Then there is a full moon fuel, a lunar inspired mag for aligning your energy with the moon's cycles. And for those powerful go-getter mornings, there is Sip Your Strength, designed to help you step into your courage and purpose. These aren't just mags, they're intentional tools to bring energy and magic to your day. You can shop the full collection right now. Just tap the link in the description or click the card up here to explore all 3. Thanks so much for supporting what I create, and I can't wait to see which one calls to you.